Hey everyone, Tom here, coming today, showing you how you can actually register a new domain, a brand new domain for your mortgage business. So let's get right into it. So the first thing that a lot of people will do is say register a domain, maybe into Google, maybe into ChatGPT these days. And you can see there's a lot here. What I've used personally is both GoDaddy and Namecheap. So GoDaddy has kind of like been the long-standing staple, if you will. It's always been in the industry. It's pretty good. Used to have much better, I would say, support though, to the point where I'm looking to other providers actually right now for me personally. But you can see a couple other ones. I don't know Register as well, to be honest. Look okay. We have used Namecheap many times. As the name suggests, it's the cheapest option. It doesn't have better service than GoDaddy. Maybe it's on par now, but it's just way cheaper, right? So, I mean, that's really, as the name suggests, they really lean into that. That's what I'll use for this tutorial today, just because, I want to use something cheap. So let's get into it here. So first things first is really starting to have a kind of like a list of domains to use. So I'm going to pause quick and I'm going to bring up kind of my top tips for registering a domain first. So this is our script from our podcast. So if you are not subscribed to our podcast, you can do so below. There's a lot of stuff here. Why get your own domain? If you're watching this video, you probably know why, so I'm not going to go into that. But picking the domain, here are kind of my guidelines for that. I say, first of all, keep it simple. So you should be able to have it so that you just say it once and people know exactly how to spell it, because you get one letter off with a domain, it can confuse people. So for example, we have bluemortgage.ca and a lot of people put in the E. A lot of people want to do this, put that E in there. And so if I say bluemortgage.ca, I always say bluemortgage without the E. And, you just want to avoid that. So I would say something that's super simple. You say it once, people know exactly how to spell it. And then, there's also a lot of options out there to do .io, .co, I've seen .ca. Really try to get the .ca or even .com. .ca is nice, especially if you're in Canada. That's where I am. Or you're local, I guess. If you're international, you're local. Because .com, people say, okay, well, maybe you're this big global conglomerate and you're just coming. People like the localness in the mortgage space. So doing something local or the .com, because honestly, that's what people are gonna use. Okay, so now you have your list of domains. Before you even get into this, so this is what we'll get to in a second. This is my Namecheap account. Before we get into this, what I like to actually do before is I actually like to open up a brand new incognito window, because here's what's going to happen, or here's what does happen, is that if you come into here and you start searching around for whatever domain, if I just, domain.com or something like that, first of all, domain.com, I assume, is not going to be there. It's not even available. It's very hard to get. But the other thing you'll find, even if you like this, even if you say, I really like domain.live and I'm willing to spend the money on it, what you'll find is that you do this once, and then if you come back in 2 days or whatever, domain.live is going to be like triple the price. This has happened to me so many times. So don't do it if you want. You see registered since 94. If you're very serious, but you're not sure right away exactly going to pull the trigger, don't search this here. Do it. I'll show you where in a second. Instead, what you want to do is only come here once you're 100% certain on your domain. So if you're just exploring domains, want to even know if it's available, what I like to do is I like to go here just to open up a brand new incognito window, and you just can start typing things in. So if I use that same example, domain.com, I put it in. Okay, if something comes up that tells me it's being used, and I don't want to search it, right? Oh, that tells me that it's already being used. So this is a much more effective, much more safe way to see if the domain that you're interested in is actually available. So I really like to do this first. And so, I can go much more extreme. I can say, Tom Hall is the best.ca. Let's see. So if you get this is a pretty good indicator that it's available, right? The site can't be reached. There's a typo, something they can't find it. What it's basically saying is that in all the domain registries that it can find, there's none called Tom Hall is the best. Now, if I go tomhall.com, I don't know. There's some cases where you'll put something in and it gives back a different type. So this one's an interesting one. This one just tells me that there's something, but for whatever reason, my connection's not secure. So maybe they didn't register a certificate with theirs. Okay, that's a different error. So not going to worry about that. So what I wanted to show is this is another type of error you can get. Basically, a lot of these domains are just sitting idle. So I tried tommortgage.com, and yeah, it's no one's using it, right? You can see obviously this isn't a website that's been, I just typed in tommortgage.com, but it's saying, hey, if you want to buy it, it's $2,000. So it's these independent brokers. And maybe it's a way to do it. Honestly, I've never done this myself, but maybe you could do it. Blueroot.com is another one. So anything like this, that's basically what it means. It's for sale. I've never done it myself. My experience, Blueroot.com is actually a domain people have tried to sell us because that's our company name. We're blueroot.ca, blueroot.com. And it's just crazy. It's quite expensive. So if you see this, I wouldn't count on it, to be honest. So we're going to keep searching. Okay, so I was just clicking around trying to find one, and topnotchmortgage.ca seems to come up. So that's one we're going to go with. So if you've done this a bunch of times, you click one in and you get this, okay, that probably means it's available. It probably means that no broker's sitting on it. It's probably a good candidate. So again, only if you're certain, only if you really feel confident in it, that's the time to then jump over into your domain registry provider. So whether that's GoDaddy, registry.ca.com, that one we saw, or Namecheap, what we're going to use. And so what that looks like then is I'm going to come over into here, and I'm simply just going to type that in, topnotchmortgage.ca. Great. So yeah, if you look there, sure enough, it's $16. That's pretty good. That other one, if I did .com, it's $13,000, so a little bit different. Honestly, for the sake of this video, I'm just going to choose one of these random ones down here. Not that I honestly recommend doing it, because people will, what do you mean .xyz? But just for the sake of this video, and I don't want to spend too much money for the demo, I'll pick one of these. But yeah, you can do that. So yeah, do you know what? Whatever, $16. We're gonna add to cart, and all this other stuff here, we'll probably get into it in another video, because really all that is just the name. It's honestly just the name. It's not the website. It's not your email address. All those things need to be bought separately. Even the SSL, that's the kind of, I don't know if you remember earlier, I said, oh, that site's not secure. That's going to come up unless you do the SSL. So there's a lot more to it. There's a couple more steps to it. But yeah, basically what it's going to be is, right now, all we're just doing is just buying the name. That's all we're doing. So that's pretty much it. Now what I'm going to come in here, I'm going to get rid of this one. I don't know why I put it in. I'm getting a bunch off for the first year. That's great. Premium DNS, it delivers the uptime DDoS. What, I don't know. Honestly, don't know what that means. And these other things are talking about web hosting, gives me that website, email, SEO manager, SSL, sure, all these different things here. All great add-ons, probably not going to do it right now. So we're going to confirm the order. I'll put in all this information. So all this is the next page. I'm just going to spend 2 seconds on it. Basically, it's asking who should I contact for all these different things, registrants, the registry admin, technical, all these, they kind of speak for themselves. I'm just going to do this. But if for whatever reason, let's say billing, for example, you have like an accountant you want that to go to, you can just add the new contact there. Domain privacy, yeah, just check that off, doesn't hurt. And if you want to save those, sure, if you feel you'll be doing this many times, you could, but don't feel like you need to there. So I'll just hit continue. So this is the next page here. Above, I just put my payment details, not showing on this video for obvious reasons. This one here, it's optional. If this is going to be a serious domain, I'd probably check it off, which is the automatic renew. So basically means, because you have to keep renewing it. It's not like you buy it once and you have it forever. There's a certain almost price to maintain it every year, because there's a registry, and that registry has costs, and you need to pay for it. So if are you serious about this domain, you want to have it for a long time, probably check this one off. I'm not going to check any of them off. I don't care, because this is just for the tutorial. And then we'll hit continue. Okay, awesome. So now the purchase is complete. Great. We did it. That's awesome. It gives you some details here. And then, yeah, I'll now have this available to me. I have this, and now there's a lot of things you can start doing with it. I'm not going to go into all of them right now, but you can start seeing, things, really the settings that you have set up, what each of these things are different things. So privacy I have, great. Redirect, this is probably the easiest thing you can do, which is if someone tries to hit my domain, I could just redirect them somewhere else. So I've seen this where someone has a domain like Meet with Tom, they put it in and it actually just redirects to a Zoom link. So that's kind of cool. This is how you're going to name servers, is going to be how you really set up web hosting, which is like your website. So maybe we'll cover that in a different video. Redirect email. I think same idea as the redirect domain. So if someone types an email to this, we'll just forward it to another one. Or you can just honestly just set up an email with this. So that's maybe a future video. A lot of these name providers allow you to go out and actually, go get an email and go get a hosting and all these different things. And that's a whole nother thing. And like I said, probably a thing for another video. But for now, where we at is we have a domain. We own this. This is ours. It's going to be ours for another year because I didn't renew. But this gives the starting point to allow you to then maybe set up your website, set up an email, and really start taking off from there. So yeah, all things said and done, about 10 minutes. Hopefully some of those, tips that I provided at the beginning were useful for you to get set up and think of your domain and what you want with it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Always happy to help. And as always, please do subscribe. That's how we know that we're on the right track with these types of things. So thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.